Never know how much I love you. Never know how much.
If you like what you see, why don't you think about subscribing? And make sure to check out my channel for videos just like this. What is going on, folks? It's MrBucketlist here, and I am currently on the beautiful Icon of the Seas, checking out the amazing and fantastic Empire Supper Club. Let's do it. Now, before we get started with this review and walkthrough of this experience, I just want to let you all know it's going to cover a couple of different crowds. So one, of course, is going to be couples in general. I had a couple that was beside me, and they were really cool and they're easy to talk to, so I kind of interviewed them about their experience. And then on the other side of me, I actually had friends. So there were two older women that were widows, and so I got to talk to them about their experience as well. And then I went as a solo, and so I mean, honestly, that's all three different categories: friends, couples. But either way, like I said, I got you all covered. Let's get into it. Now, let's first start with the dress code. So for men, basically the main requirements are you have to have some type of pants and then a suit jacket as well. And so I did see guys in there with almost like dark colored jeans and almost t-shirts, but they all had on this matching gray jacket. And so eventually I ended up wearing that same jacket as well. And the reason why is it was actually an all white night. And so I was planning to wear all white and maybe like a black suit top or just something where I could have black and white on. But I forgot my suit jacket, and so I couldn't wear the all white. My pants didn't look right. So I ended up doing all black instead with a white like tie. But I still need the suit jacket because I didn't bring it with me. And so if you're a male and if you need a suit jacket, it's pretty easy. You just walk up there, you let them know. They'll take you to the side and kind of have you go and try some stuff on, and then you come back out with it. Now, they're all the same color, this gray looking color, but I think my outfit came out pretty nice. It's free of charge, and you pretty much return it once you leave the restaurant. So that was pretty cool for women. As long as you have a dress on, not a skirt, but as long as you have a dress on, that's acceptable. Most people had on like elegant gowns and stuff like that, but that's pretty much all that you need. Like I said, it's all free of charge, and for men, you don't have to wear it the entire time. You just have to wear it to walk in the door. So speaking of walking through the door, as far as your actual table attendant, I don't want to call them a waiter because they're a lot more than that. They personally know you before you get there. And so she was like, she knew my name, she knew my cabin number, like she knew all this type of stuff. And so they will know about you, and it's also assigned seating. So your seating arrangement, everything, that is all already planned out, so there's no reason to rush to the door. Now with that said, this is where I was gonna almost be with a negative with this. So of course I was there solo, and they asked me to move my table because to accommodate some other couples. So I'm like, wait a minute, just because I'm solo, don't. No, but the good thing was initially I was in the back corner, but when they asked me to move, I ended up going to the middle of the floor right in front of the band. So it was actually a really good swap. Plus I got to meet the people on both sides of me. So that worked out, but that was almost a negative. Just to kind of mention, solo travelers always get the end of the stick, even though we pay the most out of anybody. But just putting that out there, but thankfully it did work out. They were very accommodating when I let them know I was frustrated.
We are the American Standards Trio, and we've come all the way from New York City. Woo. Tonight we will present a musical pairing. So please join me in raising a glass as we embark on a musical journey. Cheers!
Cheers!
Now sit back, relax, and enjoy. Let's see where the night takes us. Lucky street, ends where I together.
Now, starting off, you will get unlimited Moet, and then after that, there are actually going to be 7 different drinks. So I'll go ahead and cycle through them eventually in the video, maybe now. But there are 7 different drinks you can have. If you're not a drinker, they can make virgin drinks. Obviously, they can't make virgin champagne, so they may give you like apple cider or something. But the Moet was amazing. You will get drunk if you try to finish each and every drink. No one in there did because that's just way too much. But the drinks were really good. Like I said, I did really appreciate the unlimited Moet. I think I got maybe about 4 or 5 different cups of that.
My wish for you, sweet happy
Now on paper, when you look at the menu, technically it comes with 4 different appetizers, 1 entree, and 1 dessert. So technically that would be what? 6 different items. With that said, they did have some surprise items, so they may change it up. So I mean, if you don't like spoilers, I would suggest skipping this. If not, I'll go ahead and put it in the video right now. But altogether, I think, if I'm not mistaken, we probably got about 10 different items, and they were all phenomenal. Oh my God. So I'll go ahead and, like I said, cycle through it now so you can see it. While I was cycling through it, I'll let you know right now that my favorites were the bread. Oh my God, that bread was so soft and so good, and a little seasoning. Ugh. Now, one thing I do want to mention is they do explain every single meal and drink that comes out here. I thought about putting that in the video, but that would make it like 30 minutes, so I'm not going to do it here. But this is just a quick teaser of what I mean by that. Thank you.
My name is Kashmir. Welcome to our elevated.
Oh yeah. They also give you an option of the different type of water. So you have Avian, and then you have sparkling. Ooh,
Sorry.
it's okay.
Sorry. Wagyu steak with morel mushrooms, sponded potato, caramelized shallots, York sour. It's a blue bourbon, egg whites, lemon juice.
And then also the salad. I mean, I know a salad sounds basic, but obviously this is not a basic place, and so they're going to be over at the top. That was really good as well. Everything was great. The only thing I wasn't the biggest fan of, which is going to sound pretty crazy, is the steak. It was just extremely hard to cut, and it just really didn't have that much flavoring, and it was very small as far as the portion sizes. Even though we were pretty full, I was just expecting more because I've had steak on almost every cruise ship I've been on. I have had steak on every cruise ship I've been on. And I mean, out of 19, 20 different cruises now, this is like one of the worst steak I've had in one of the most expensive restaurants I've been to on a ship. And it's just kind of crazy. But outside of that, everything else was phenomenal. Now, we did actually have a roundtable talk about the food, and I'll talk about it in a little bit. But the steak was actually a major complaint with a lot of different people. So thankfully, I'm not the only one. I'm not being picky. It was an issue that we talked about. And like I said, I'll talk about that in a little bit.
It's a mix of Tito Svodka, Kahlua, Amaretto, cream, and my cola.
Now, the one thing I have not talked about, but you've all probably seen just kind of here and there in the video, is the music and the performers. Oh my God. First, just take a quick listen. The music set the mood perfectly. I cannot stress that enough. Even the people beside me were saying the music didn't overpower the actual meal and the ambiance of the actual restaurant. And I agree. I mean, sometimes it just kind of sounded like we had like a, I don't know, like a background music from like some speakers, and you really couldn't tell that there was someone live singing unless you were staring directly at her, because it was just that good, where it sounded that good. But it wasn't overpowering. I mean, the only times it was overpowering was when we didn't have food in front of us, when it was like a transition from eating to almost like just drinking and relaxing. Then the music would start back up, but then when we started eating, the music would die back down. It was there, but it would just be like a slower tempo song. It was perfect. I mean, Royal Caribbean truly thought about every little detail of this restaurant before they put this in action. And it makes sense why they had those shakedown cruises, to kind of see what worked and what didn't. Again, I'll just put it out here. This was probably the best dining experience. This is the best dining experience I've ever had. It is definitely a must-do. There is just nothing on any cruise ship that competes with this experience. It's that simple.
Our culinary
Now, of course, you're going to get people that's going to leave comments, well, this and that, and I've done. Look, you all, I've done plenty of reviews. I have a list of over close to about 80 different food reviews of restaurants from cheap to the most expensive. This is the top of the top. I mean, just everything that I was looking for as far as a classy experience, even as a solo. I mean, a lot of people think you can't do stuff like this as a solo because you're going to look weird and stuff like that. I had a ball with those people beside me on both sides of me, and they were asking me questions. Obviously, they knew I had a little bit of money, so just kind of curious about what I did and just how is it being a solo cruiser. They were very welcoming, and that's the part that people don't realize. Yes, you may be a solo cruiser, but that doesn't mean you're lonely. That doesn't mean you're sitting there and destitute and by yourself. It just means you kind of get to do what you want, and so that's the part that a lot of people like to just are confused about who actually don't do solo cruising. But again, I loved it. That was one of the best dining experiences I have ever had. Phenomenal. Royal Caribbean did a great job. So if you are looking into this experience, I would definitely say book it if you get a chance. I also recommend to do it later during the cruise. So for me, I actually did it on day 5 of the cruise. So they had a couple of times to get the king salad, get the food ready, stuff like that. So the later the better. What I wanted to mention earlier was I did get invited to almost have like a feedback conference about this experience, and so it was only a limited amount of people. I think altogether it was about 10 of us, but we spoke directly to Royal Caribbean and we told them our likes and our dislikes about this. And so again, most people complain about that steak, but as far as that, the other thing they complained about was they don't want the quality to change because they think it's perfect. And they all said this, which sounds crazy, but they all said they would rather Royal Caribbean increase the price to keep the quality the way it is than to basically lower the price or lower the quality and keep the price the same. So just kind of putting it out there, people are willing to pay to keep the experience the way it is, pay more because that's how good it was. So again, I hope this video was really helpful. I'll leave some more music and jazz so you all can see a little bit more of that. Please support the channel. Again, there's a lot of vloggers that were on this inaugural sailing like myself. They always get views and I don't. I really don't know why, but it'd be really helpful if you can support me, and I'll see you soon. It's Mr. Bucket List. Peace out.